Pete Buttigieg wants you to stop driving cars. No gas stoves, no gas-powered cars, and no beer are just a few things that the Biden administration has put the kibosh on. The White House is now leading Americans into believing that cars are the leading cause of climate change, promote racism, and should therefore be banned. This comes from Pete Buttigieg and a new group of experts he's put together. Let's get into this. But first, I want to remind you to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. We give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg put together a group of up to 24 leading experts to advise him on transportation equity, claiming the privilege of owning a car ignites systematic racism and should be banned because of its negative impact on the environment. Mind you, these people are not all engaged in the automotive business, nor understand the freedom connected with any vehicle. Or maybe they do understand freedom and they want control. Members of the Advisory Committee on Transportation Equity include spatial policy scholar Andrea Marpellero Colomina, I hope I said her name right, who says all cars are bad and calls for zero emissions transit. However, she told the Free Beacon that she is not advocating for a complete erasure of cars, but hopes to convince Buttigieg to redirect the U.S. from relying on private motor vehicles like Uber and mass transportation. But don't worry, she has a private car service, as does Pete Buttigieg, because we're paying for it. Veronica Davis also claims cars are the problem and divide communities because, according to her, vehicles are a status symbol that only privileged white people own. I don't know where that one comes from. Here's another quote that should be noted. This isn't anti-car propaganda, but vehicles have wreaked havoc on the environment and communities, Davis said. According to her book about inclusive transportation, racism shaped the urban and suburban areas where even today we see residual effects. She prefers 15-minute cities, and we covered that on a different video. You can check that out up here. Scrapped by the Trump administration, the committee will advise Buttigieg on promising practices in institutionalizing equity into the agency programs, policies, regulations, and activities, otherwise known as controls. In 2021, President Joe Biden issued an executive order that requires federal agencies to, and quote, pursue a comprehensive approach on advancing equity for all. The agency reported has to conduct an equity assessment to identify policies that create systematic barriers for minority communities. In January, Buttigieg promoted a climate plan to reduce commuting miles through an increase in remote work and virtual engagements. The pandemic has highlighted major opportunities for telework, with some studies showing the possibility of 10% in the long-term reduction of annual vehicle traveled miles, the plan states. Along with several other things, the Biden administration has advocated for Americans to purchase electric vehicles to push the radical new Green Deal. Sales of electric vehicles have not gone as planned. The product is great, the infrastructure for charging has turned buyers off, and not so great. Even Pete Buttigieg has stated this recently. I say consumers should have the choice to drive whatever they want that meets their needs, whether it's an electric car, a plug-in hybrid, a hybrid, gas or diesel. You get to make the choice. Let the buyer decide, not the government. I'd love to hear your comments on this story. Let's start the conversation down below. I'm looking forward to reading them. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, plus all the links for our website, social media, my book, and our podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.